Hiccup, sorry. So I just read through all of that, Mr. Vibes. I literally, as I was clicking all the buttons, I read through it. Um, First off, I love the name Gearsville. It is just goofy and like I don't want to say bland, but it's kind of expected, and I'm all for it. Just because cars, gears, Gearsville. It's just really cool. I really like that kind of cartoonish feel to that name alone. And Mr. Gearhead, the Gearhead, Gearsville, Mad Scientist gives me Sonic the Hedgehog vibes, which is really cool. Sonic the Hedgehog was a game I played a lot as a kid. I tried playing it as an adult, and Jesus fucking Christ, do I suck at this. Do I suck at Sonic? Like, I didn't realize how much my hand was being held there. So, if I'm reading this right, the Chaos Engine is what gave cars their sentience, right? Is that a proper deduction to make? I just want to make sure I'm getting the right vibe on that. Vibe. Okay, good. Make sure I had that correct. I had that all set properly. Okay, so that works. Let's see. So let's take this and do the exact same thing. Copy and then paste. I'm paying attention. I just also trying to move a little bit with this. So what kind of game is it going to be? Is it going to be open world? Is it going to be first person shooter, top down, mystery? I want to make sure I get the right idea in mind. I also have the memory of a turnip, so if you told me about it before, I likely am an idiot, and I'm dumb. Spent almost yesterday night now for this idea to come true and look cool and silly and wacky. It is silly and wacky, and honestly, if you put just a little bit of I don't want to say, oh, you're putting no effort into it, but if you put just a little bit of effort into this and make it cartoony and goofy as you intend it to, I have a good feeling that if you market it correctly and like share it among people, I think that it will get traction, because that is a goofy idea. It is a goofy theme, and it will, if it does anything like it does for me, where it reminds me of Dr. Robotnik, I think it'll do well. Which actually might be a good idea to do because of the new Sonic movie coming out. The new one with Shadow the Hedgehog. Keep that in mind. Be aware of your environment whenever it comes to how you're releasing games. It's like, for instance, I'm not going to plan on releasing this until 2026 or until the next Diablo rolls around. Or around that point. And we're going to set this to equals 0. Excuse me. Is a car game, third car controller, and is cartoony, blocky models with pixel texture. So you're driving a car the whole time? Is that how that's working? Is that the right idea I'm getting it? Sorry, my chat screen scroll went dumb. Let's see if this works completely. Probably won't, but we're gonna see. Oh man, I can't breathe for shit, can I? Now, I'll be going till about 3:30 today, so if you want to invite some friends, you're like a mad scientist with a car that you need to save the Car City people. Sounds moderately like Twisted Metal, but with a lot less violence. just the fact of driving a car and like driving around a city. That's really all that it reminds me of when it comes to Twisted Metal. I love Twisted Metal, but it's overtly violent. We're gonna go to the console, see if we can't. Yeah, turn those off. Okay. Alright. So we're going to go to this, and then we're just going to hit solved. There we go. Solved. Good. Good. That works. So we are going to set this one's puzzle element. Let me make sure I'm right on that. Let's see. Rune points equals correct. Let's see, rune points equals 0. And this one's puzzle script needs to go into itself. And then we got to take this puzzle manager here just for funsies. Alright. Alright. Alright, so that's working. Alright, that's working decently. So we're going to turn this by rotation, local rotation, normal. Set this rotation to, nope, not on that one, not on that one, no. New wheel, set that to 90. Alright. And we'll set its current rune points since it just goes to 90. Let's see. Huh. Let's try this here. I'm going to set rune points to public. Just so we can modify it. Just to make sure that this all works. I'm one of those people that like obsessively tests every single small little thing I do. Let's set this one's rune points to 3. It should bring me to that one. 1, 2, 3. Should bring me to that right off the bat. Okay, I think I know what I did now. I've got to take this and set this thing's rotation to 0. Alright. Now let's try. Set it to 0. Takes me right back there. 1. Okay. Okay, so that works. So that's how that's going to be done. This one's correct. Let's see. 0, 1, 2. We're going to have this one's correct set to 2. And then we are going to... How do we want to do this? So we have 3 by 3. Excuse me. And take this and scooch it over to here, maybe? Yeah. Set it there. Rotate it about 45. That way it gets into that particular angle. And set this to global so it's going to be easier to move. 2, 3. And then set this one to 135. Yes. Oh, quick thing, Vibes. Are you into Warhammer by chance? Or anybody watching, for that matter. Okay, the reason I bring that up is because I was tempted. Warhammer is a tabletop war game. As a matter of fact, it's a tabletop strategy war game that involves minis that you put together in paint and roll dice, and they, stats and all that kind of good stuff. For example, you can customize them to look however you want. I'm not trying to sell you on playing it because it's an incredibly expensive hobby, but this is one of them that I have painted. This is one of my favorite ones because it took me a couple weeks to find all the necessary parts because I wanted them to look a certain way. Because I was considering at some point streaming live Warhammer games with me and some of my friends, and I was going to see if there was maybe an audience for that. As a matter of fact, I could show you like a trailer for one of their video games that they were making if you'd like to see something like that. Or maybe a trailer for the newest edition. Always love showing shit off, that's just my thing. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not going to make you. Alright, so this one's correct is going to be 2. This one is going to be 0. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Give me just a second. If you like crazy combat and madness and all that kind of weird shit, this is your jam, just like it's mine. Seems like a fun. Let me find a good one. One of my personal favorites. It's also very gory, if anything. Like, there's a lot of violence. Well, let me go to the 9th edition trailer. Let me hit pause on this. Go ahead and press this. And then bring it over to here. Expand it and enlarge it. Alright. This will be fun. One thing is what inspired me for me to make this game that I am currently making. Panic Arcades. Let me look at this before I hit start on that. I won't turn the audio on, but I'll watch. Oh, that looks so cool. That looks like so much fun. Oh, that is so a retro 90s game. That's got the retro 90s vibes. Oh. Oh, now I want to make one. Now I want to make one. Fuck. Oh, that looks like so much fun. I love that. I love it. I love every second of that. That looks adorable, and it is 100% my jam. 100% my jam. I will look into that more. I want to follow that, and if your game's planned to be anything like that, I'm all for it. But here's this. I hope you like violence.
In the darkness between the stars, the weak and the faithless find no deliverance.
This takes place in space, by the way. It's galaxy-wide. Humans, aliens, chaos, and demons. There's magic in space.
We are raised to believe that the God Emperor watches over us all. And so we are charged to cleanse the mutant, the heretic, the alien. We must not falter. We are his sword. We are his wrath. Even in the face of death, we shall not submit. Suffering is our prayer. Faith is our armor. In battle, he offers us redemption. And for those who prove worthy, the Emperor sends forth his angels.
Fuck yeah, right?
Our Imperium is besieged. Across 1,000 worlds, we fight for our survival. Those that would tear humanity down are legion.
Yes, those are chainsaws, by the way.
Are few. Our enemies, many.
Chainsaw swords. Chain swords.
There is no respite. There is no mercy. And in our darkest hour, a spiteful universe awakens forgotten evils to break us. The galaxy burns, yet still we stand, the last bulwark against the terror. And while we draw breath, we will fight. For in this new dark age, there is only war.
Oh yeah, it does look a lot like Doom. This, however, came out a little bit before Doom. In fact, like the original Doom back in the early 90s. This came out originally as Rogue Trader back in 1987, I believe it was. And of course, it's improved over the years. There's also this. This is a new one for the newest edition. I currently play this newest edition.
Kung Fu Panda 4. Quaker. A bowl of good for everyone.
But 10th edition is the newest edition, and it's pretty simplified, but it's still no less brutal. There's aliens, there's demons, there's chaos worship, there's cults, there's all sorts of cool shit. Like, a whole lot.
Victory.
what commanders tell the soldiers in their service. The Indomitus Crusade meets with triumph after triumph. Day by day we tear Imperium Nihilus from the Despoiler's grip. And though we are beset on all sides, with each battle we drive back the mutant, the heretic, the alien. As I speak these words, our forces engage the remnants of Leviathan.
Flamethrowers, because Vietnam technology still has a place.
Lost worlds, atoning for old shames. A crusade to cleanse the stars. Taking the fight to the enemy. We routed the Tyranids at Baal. We broke their high fleet. Soon, their foulness will be but a memory. That is what the preachers say. Belief will not save us. Lies will not protect us. But it is our hope that will damn us.
And here comes the Terminators.
In the spires and the slums. Our people sing of victory. Victory as the galaxy burns. Victory as the Imperium rots around us. Victory as humanity rages against the dying of the light. Victory.
Yeah. Shit's pretty goddamn hardcore, isn't it? That shit's hard fucking core. It's utter violence, and it just tickles my giblets. Wholeheartedly tickles my giblets. Set this one's rune points to 2. Set this one's rune points. Sorry to like jump right around, but I got stuff to do. Alright, so we are at... This armor stance correct one is 2. 0, 1, and this one's got to be 3. And this one's going to be 0. Sitting at 3. Sitting at 2. So this one's got to be sitting at 1. And we'll have this one sit at 2. And this one we'll have sitting at 1. One, 2. Oops, did not mean to go into isometrics. Zero. So this one's got to be 3, right? Yep. All right. So they're all sitting at their permitted thing. All right. So let's go to the very bottom here. Let's lock that in. And put the rest of them there. So hopefully that'll shove all 4 of them in there all together. All right. All right, so we're going to start here. There we go. All right, that takes out that one. I forgot that there's a timer. All right. All right, so the puzzle's been solved. Okay. Alrighty, so that all works. That works all completely well. And we are going to need to set up a platform. Not that. Not a wooden one either. I got an idea. Got an idea. Simple one, but an idea. I'm going to have a platform set up with a set of stairs that lead up to it, like a very short set of stairs that lead up to it. There's going to be a chest with a key on it. Let's go into props here. Low poly survival. Is this a thing? Nah. Poly medieval prop. See what this one's stuff looks like. Nah. I do like this chest though. This chest looks gas. We'll use that for some other stuff later. What's this? Caster animations, poly village, poly dungeon. Let's go to prefabs, environment, miscellaneous. Oh, that's something I forgot existed. Yeah, I completely whiffed that that was there at all. We'll keep an eye out. We'll keep that one in mind. There's that thing, which I've used that before in other projects. Oh, by the way, I got this to finally stay up. This blanket, this background, I have some double-sided Velcro up there, and I have little push pins holding everything in. So that's finally, you know, not gonna bounce around on me. Angled railing. Side stair. See if maybe I can cheese something there. I need just like a short, small set of stairs. Something. I might even be able to just shrink it if I have to, which that's not looking to be what this is going to do for me. Let's see if steps are a thing. There's that there, but not what I was aiming for. Looks like I may have to use this after all. Despite really not wanting to, because its detail is far too big for me to want to use. Where is... Does this do anything? Yeah, no. Definitely not. Is there... There is no normal attached to it. Nah, still just not looking right for me. Tell you what, let's go into this thing's material here. Let's duplicate it. Alright. Let's now go into here. See if that does anything for it. Nah, it still doesn't look too great. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Because I want this to be a little special, you know? Tell you what, actually. Let's take these and change the material a bit. Maybe. Alright, let's do some math. Let's do some maths. This is where we're going to need a calculator. 0.65 times 2 is 1.3. Let's try that. 1.3. 1.3. 1.3. So that actually does do exactly what we're wanting it to do. What about you? Okay. Let's duplicate it. 1.3. 1.3. 1.3. There we go. Septune, what's up, boss? Saw you yesterday. Haven't seen you a bit today. Good to see you. Good to have you around. Why is it not letting me do the thing? Alright. That's okay. We'll do that. And we're going to change the tile to be the one that's like circular, maybe? I got an idea. Yeah. Even fucking better. Let's remove the box collider and give it instead a mesh collider. Make it convex so it moves. No, I do not want that to apply to the stone tile altogether. Alright, so we're going to set this here. Right kind of in the dead center there. And we're going to keep it there. And we're going to shrink it a little bit. So we're going to set that like that. Oh, shit, my thing turned off. Oh, rigamaroo. This obviously needs to be moved a bit to about right there and moved down slightly. What does twisting this do? Okay, it just does that. Okay. Now, what material can we use here? Does this change the color? Nah, too bright. Maybe. Let's check out this. No, God, no. Okay. Too bright. It's too bright. That's right, it was the green one that did that, right? Yeah. For reasons beyond me. And in terms of this one's rotation, rotate it ever so slightly so that it's aligned with this. Star forward. Alright, let's take a look, make sure this is totally aligned. It's not perfectly aligned. There we go. Okay. And we are then going to add let's go to the polygon dungeon here. Dungeon build parts. Let's take the pinnacle tile, put that right there. Original prefab. Connector cube, we're going to go ahead and delete that. These still have their connector cubes on them, right? Just want to make sure. Yep, they'll still have their connector cubes on them. Alright. So we got this. And now the big move here is it's already set to ground. Okay. We are now going to add a 3D object sphere. This is going to be just the part that swirls around. Unless this shit looks like an egg. Alright, so we're going to create empty. And then are we going to put a 3D object in there? Sphere? Still looks like an egg. Okay. Delete. Take that there, put that there. 1, 1, 1. Okay. 3D object, sphere. Okay. There we go. Let's see. I have a runic. That's a glowing rune. Does that help at all? Yes, that will help. Let's add a rotation script. We got a pretty basic rotation script. Speed, we're going to set to 1. Set it to rotate 360 degrees. Edit the sphere collider. Nah, not like that. And then we're going to hit play just to see how fast this thing rotates. That's pretty cool. It's pretty nifty. It's a little bright for my liking. Cast shadows off. Receive shadows off. Let's try to see what kind of glow. There we go. That's a little better. Now let's see how that looks. That's better right there. Or, no, we'll just set it to glowing armor. There we go, that works. We're going to copy this, paste it onto there. Take this thing here, remove component, and then we're going to add a capsule collider, or a cylinder. We're going to add a cylinder. 3D objects, cylinder. I've learned that cylinders are a lot more reliable than capsule colliders. Turn off the mesh renderer. No capsule collider. Mesh collider, cylinder, convex. All right. All right, so now let's... I can't get on top of it. That's good. Perfect. That's perfect. That is perfect. I have a message. All right. Gotta check my messages because it's my my D&D group from time to time. Let's say in about 30 minutes we'll break for lunch. That way I can go down to Subway and get a sandwich. Subway's just down the road. And then once we come back, we're going to finish out all this nonsense. But we'll do that in about 30 minutes. All right. So now we have got to add the puzzle manager. Where's the puzzle manager at? There we go. Oh. My credit report. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to take this thing and attach it to it. Puzzle manager is going to be right there. We're going to set this thing to 0 and 0. That way we're right on top of the puzzle manager in a sense. And we're going to look directly down and then line it up. There we go. And then we're going to go into Puzzle Manager, Public Game Object, Barrier, and then if solved, it's going to go to cut. That should be alright. Just gonna go ahead and do that. Oops, solver. If solved, if barrier does not equal null. I could have just hit tab. Barrier dot set active false. Alright, there we go. File, save all. We're going to set the timer on that too. Puzzle script. File, save all. Spin wheel puzzle. Timer will equal to 1. There we go. Just to shorten the time out a bit. There we go. Now let's get this tested and running. Alright. Alright, so let's 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Forgot to set the barrier in there because I'm dumb. I am dumb. 1, 2, 3. It's 1. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. That's that. There we go. I have got to reset this. I don't know why that's set there. That's dumb. There we go. All set. And now for these things. All right. Alrighty. I need to do an else statement. Oops. Wrong button. I don't know what the hell that was, but that was a thing. Save all. There we go. So let's go to all the armor stand bits here and add outlines to them. So we got armor stand, and armor stand. Let's add the outline script. And let's set the outline width to be a little bit bigger. Now let's see how this looks. This way, the outline will also help the player see that see what the rune is supposed to be like, too. And my stepmother just sent me a video. There we go. And this is where we can then access the chest that will be hidden within. Excuse me. We are going to go to here. What key is needed for this door here? These two will also be locked. Alright. We will have the key that is needed be, so we have 1, 2, 3, and then this one will be 3, I think, right? So it's 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look at what keys these have, just to be 100% certain. It is locked and it needs key 2. Alright, good. Now we need these key chests here. So let's take this last key chest here and set it dead in the center. But we're going to take it and put it up slightly. There we go. So now it cannot be accessed. So we're gonna go up here now, try to find the gold color. There we go. There we go. Just pull it up right there, just for safety and sanity. Door locked visual. Door lock 3. This one shouldn't be locked, if I remember correctly. That one is not. That one should not be locked. Neither should this one. There we go. That should be easy and ready to open. So as it stands, we have those solved bits. So where's the first one we're going through here? Right here. And what's the rune needed for that one? That's where we fish it. I need something to write something down with, and I need something to write on. Here. We'll use an old D&D map from a campaign from years ago. We'll use the back end of it. Room 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright. I have messages. Oh, that's a bunch of cat stuff my stepmom sent me. There we go. Have the music be a little bit louder in my ears. Alright. I was going to have the symbols. That way I know which ones to put in there. I might change these around whenever the prototype goes out. Alright, so go right to here. Let me go to the dungeon, the thing. Puzzle manager, okay. 1, 2, and 3. That removes that one. One, 2, and 3. Okay. And then we're going to turn around and look at that one. 1, 2, and 3. That one's going to be here. And then we're going to go to this final one here. And this one should be... I can't remember the name of this rune. Okay, that solves that. So we need to go all the way up here. Where can I put this rune symbol at? We'll put it right here on the wall. Because why the hell not? Oh, my phone went off. There we go. Huh. Oh, freaking ads. Sometimes I'll get mentioned in comments on TikTok, and that means that some salesman has tagged me in their post, which I don't know how they could do that because, well, I'm not part of any of that stuff. Rune. So this first one's going to be the fork. I'm just going to have it sit on the ground over here. And then we're going to duplicate this and take it over to the next one. And just change the mesh. And this one is the sun shining. Alright, then we're going to take this and put this over in the next one. And this one is the... That one's this one, isn't it? Yeah. And this one is the fish looking thing. I shouldn't say fish looking thing because I know these runes have actual names. Huh. There we go. That way they stick out and they don't look like the runes you can pick up. They just sit there. And the player might not think much of them, but they're going to be there. of these aren't put into the object there. So let me go up here to the main object of the dungeon here. Let's shut everything off and see what needs to be added. Nothing. Yeah, the player should be the only thing there. Alright. Fantastic. Now let's apply all. Might take a second. Hopefully it doesn't crash on me. Please don't crash. There we go. Okay, now we're going to save. Save project. So, everything seems to be working perfectly fine here. Now we just got to do the audio for this crank, which I think I have on there. Let's play this. I don't like that noise. I don't like that noise at all. Let me pull up this. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Diablo 2, and I really like it, honestly. It's a good game. I'm a fan of the classics. I'm a sucker for those. Absolute sucker for classics. As you can tell by the RuneScape thing in the background. Azanadra. There we go. Let's look up. Set this over here. Glass bottle, knives, paintball, energizing, Durban Dark Sports, I guess. Oh, that was for the skate video for my group. Gears sound effect. Here we go. That's what that is, yeah. I didn't hear that first part. I got an idea. Very interesting idea. Alright. That'll work. Add that in there. I should really move my mic over here because it's hurting my wrist to have it sit on the stand. There we go. There we go. That'll do. Set the volume down a bit. Nah, that needs to be up to normal. Alright. Alright. Let's go back into here. Wondershare. This is going to be done. I got to get rid of all of these other things here. Alrighty, let's go to here. Audio sources there. We need the audio clip. Alright, so that one's right there. Let's take the rune wheel off. And take the wheel crank A and just yoink. Alright. So that works. Oh, did I do the audio clip yet? Alright, there we go. I got about another 10 minutes to test everything out here. Something seems to be making it lag a little bit here, and I don't like that. That shouldn't be lagging. Display maximized. Maybe that'll help. Or maybe I just need to save and restart it, which might be the problem. So those obviously need to be brought down in terms of volume. And it needs to be 2D, spatial blend. Volume definitely needs to come down a lot. Because that is way too loud. Volume needs to come up a little bit. Put it right to about there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Interesting that it's on the other side. Well, let's just do this. There we go. Interesting that it showed up right there. Huh. Let's go to the treasure chest open here. Open chest. Okay, so I just gotta set all the keys to... So we're just gonna turn all those off. Okay, good. That'll do. I do need to change that up a bit. Yeah, I need to change the camera rotation up. Alright, here we go. There we go. Gold key found. Fantastic. Those can't be on open now. That has no way to open, I guess. Nothing. There we go. Yes, I have it set to where there's multiple different audio choices. I just love how I've done this whole nonsense here with the Destructibles. I'm proud of that. Lots of good loot. This is so good. I just love this. Every second of this. So much fun. So much fun. Alright. Let's go to that red chest. See why that one's not doing too well with the work in here. Huh. Might be because it needs the random loot, I guess. Or maybe these are supposed to have set loot, that's right. These are supposed to have set loot. That's fine. We'll fix those up later. Well, we're going to take a lunch and then we're going to fix these up later. So let's save it. Save project. Let me check this to make sure I haven't gotten any other chats from YouTube or anything. Nope. Alright. So we're going to save that. Save this project. And then we are going to take a bit of a break for lunch. Alright. And then we're going to go ahead and take a break for lunch. We will be back in a little while. I hope to see you guys back whenever I return. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about the delay. I went to the Subway down the street, and I was going to get a sandwich, and normally they don't have a really big line. And I should have said 12:50, not 11:50, my bad. But normally they don't have a line. But I went there, and there was a bunch of people in the line, because there only would be a bunch of people in that line. Where did my phone go? Hold on, I put my phone down somewhere. I need that. Because I'm an idiot. Found it. I left it out in the car because I'm an idiot. I thought I brought it in. Alright. 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 Fix my hair a little bit. And back. Back again. Alright. Alright. Take your time just here. Not now, a scientist is a clown car, but with a clown head. Ain't that Sweet Tooth? Which is awesome, by the way. I am a major Sweet Tooth fan from Twisted Metal. Can't breathe. Out of breath. Whew! Okay. Alright, sorry about the delay on all that nonsense. I've got to connect to my wife. God. If I'm getting winded just running to my car, skating today is going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm going down to skate park today. With the tongue in the ground. Okay, that's goofy. I like that. I'm all for it. Like tongue in the ground as in like out of the front of the car, like licking the ground, or just like hanging out. Like a really weird dog. Ah, excuse me. Licking the ground. I like that. It's unique. It's interesting. I love it. Oops. All right. Excuse me. I really got to quit with the burping, man. Okay. Alrighty. So now we're going to go back to everything. There we go. Back in the roll. Back in the game. Alright. So we need to put loot in all of these chests. What should we put in each of these? Loot objects. So we'll do coins. Let's go to the first one. Alright. So this one is in the secret spot, which we got to do a secret room script, and we got to figure out how the player is going to find those secret rooms. What was that? Oh, missed call. I might have to call them back here in a second. Give me just a second. I'm going to turn off my mic because they're calling. My dad's calling me. That was weird, but alright. Alright, so we need to put loot objects in here. So for this one here, we're going to add in some coins. And we're going to put that in there. Give it medium coins. And I'm going to go up to the standard chest. Then we will add potion. Do more health potion here. Oh, yield me who is Eggman. I may be a Jack-in-the-Box car with the clown sticking out of the head and the tongue. I like the... You see, that's actually a really good marketing technique. Because I don't know... Do you know what Twisted Metal is? Are you aware what Twisted Metal is, by chance? There's a reason I'm bringing this up, by the way. Obviously not. So, to give you a bit of a backstory, back in the mid-90s, this is actually one of PlayStation's very first IPs. This was one of their very first big franchises. Back in 1995, a game called Twisted Metal came out. It's vehicular combat. You pick from a list, like a assortment of like unique cars with their own unique theme. For instance, one was a Lamborghini that had a flamethrower on it. Another one was like a military 1945 tank. Not like an actual like barrel tank, but more like a Jeep, a Humvee kind of looking thing. Then there was like there was a guy on a motorcycle who actually turned out to be the Grim Reaper. Yeah, they had these wacky assortment of cars that you could choose from, and it would be a battle royale. You would shoot each other to death with your guns, special attacks, missiles, bombs, all sorts of stuff. And one of the characters you could pick from Take a quick shower and be right back. All right, I'll hold on to that conversation then. Once you come back, let me know, and I will continue that because I think you'll like the idea, and you may draw some inspiration from it. Hello, number 4. How are you? Don't know who you are, but go ahead and say hi in the chat, introduce yourselves, and maybe, just maybe, follow and help us reach our goal there at the top. Love to have your own talk about yourself. Tell us who you are, or not your name, but, you know, introduce yourself. We love having new people here. Or not. Alrighty, set this. Oh, wrong one. And of course, turn the coins physically off. Turn the coins off. Alrighty, now we gotta set. Let's put some potion in on this. All right. I think I got all of them. I think that's all of it. That seems to be all of it. Alright, so that seems that's all the chests taken into account. I think what I'm gonna do is go to the player. And we are going to add... No, I don't want to add a light to them. You know what? We are going to add a light. Point light. Let's turn on the regular lights. Let's turn on the directional light and just shut that off. Alright. Now this does need to cast shadows. Soft shadows. Culling mask. Turn the player off. Now I do want to keep the player on. Let's take the point light and move it up just a bit. Let's go to no shadows here. And let's set the intensity to 0.8. There we go. This way the player can kind of see where they're at. This way they can kind of see the floor around. Why do you look weird? Why do you look weird? Might have done something to him. I don't know. We've returned from the quick shower. Alright. Mind if I carry on and continue, or is that of no interest to you? Which is fine. Oh god, I just ripped a hole in my pants. Let's turn that tile off. That's why. It's doubled up on the tile. Leg on. Okay, so like I was saying before about Twisted Metal, they had various wacky cars. Uh-oh. I'm lagging ever so slightly. Oh, it was just the browser that encountered an error. Alright, there we go. So, anyway, that was a bit of an accidental issue. You had a lot of wacky cars to choose from. Some of them were simple, and they all had very much so, what's the word? Unique. We'll say unique drivers that had their own goals and everything. The point of the overall... Oh, it's not lagging anymore? Good. It kind of like my entire screen went black for a second, then popped right back on. It does that sometimes if I leave programs sit for a certain, for overnight, which I did with Unity. But The goal of the game is that one guy, his name was Calypso, he would have them compete in basically glorified, overtly violent demolition derby over the course of several different arenas. Whoever survived, whoever wins, given in certain arenas you fight the same enemies over and over. There was always like a different number of enemies. Arenas were very unique. They had their own like hazards and themes to them. But if your driver at the end, if you made it to the end, beat the final boss, you would stand before Calypso and he would give you any prize your heart desires. And of course, each of these unique characters had their own desires. Some of them were weird, some of them were pretty simple, others were a little more convoluted. And Calypso, who had these magical powers, would always, more often than not, twist the wording, like with words double meanings or like an accidental flub in what they said, and he would screw them over, give them their wish, but screw them over. That game, like in 95, they had like 6 months, I think it was, of development time. Do you know who David Jaffe is, by chance? He's also a creator for God of War. So David Jaffe created a lot of the bigger IPs that PlayStation would end up having. But he created Twisted Metal as well, and they had like a limited development time, and they cut a lot of content from it. Well, any game is going to have piles of cut content. But that was one of PlayStation's bigger IPs, and the games continued. Like, it was Twisted Metal 2, 3, 4, Black, Small Brawl, and then Head On in 2012. All of it was kind of the same theme. You have a selection of wacky, unique cars and drivers, and compete in a tournament of death to eventually get your wish at the end, which would end up being screwed over. Here's the car itself. Oh, I'm not the one who would have to add to it. That would be you. That's the car so far. 2 wheels, jack-in-the-box kind of thing. I like it. It's almost like a doubled unicycle. That's actually pretty cool. Show me, if you can, the original artwork design. Show me the original intention for it, like how big you wanted to make it. But to go on with Twisted Metal, they're like the face of the franchise was an ice cream truck being driven by a psychopathic clown named Sweet Tooth, who from the second game onward was always described as having a flaming head. To the first and second game, he was kind of quirky, just a crazy clown. In the first game, his wish at the end, if you beat the game with Sweet Tooth, was to have his best friend back, who ended up being Crazy Harold the Lunch Snack, which is literally a paper bag with something in it, like some food. And that was his thing, and it was stupid, but it was kind of funny. In the second game, if you beat him with him, which he wasn't automatically selectable, you actually had to enter in a code that you found when you fell off a building and died. You had to enter in that code to unlock Sweet Tooth, and his wish at the end of that was to be a tiny little bug in a garden. And he got it, and he got like no strings attached. Over the course of the games, Calypso, like his backstory changed from time to time, because mainly they didn't, whenever they were first released the game in 95, and like subsequent games onward, they had no idea that the game would be that successful, and they didn't have any plans to make like a running universe out of it. Each entry was kind of its own thing, but eventually people started connecting the dots and putting stories to it. Unfortunately, with Twisted Metal 3 and 4, the original creators, I think it wasn't Incognito at the time, but it was somebody else. The original developers, I think it was Insomniac Games, they left PlayStation, and PlayStation still wanted to make money off of this, so they handed over the rights to 989 Studios, And me, along with many other people, believe that 3 and 4 are the absolute worst of the worst in Twisted Metal. But they are still entries, and they still have their own unique pool, their own unique draw. But just saying, I think personally 3 is the worst. But that's just me. There's people I know that love 3. But what you're describing kind of reminds me of that, like how you want your thing to look, because there's the clown with the flaming ice cream cone missiles that home in on you. I know that's not your thing that you were going for, but that's what it reminds me. And the reason that I bring it up is because right now may be the perfect time to make a car game and feature a clown, because as a result, with the success of the TV show for Twisted Metal, which is loosely inspired. It's not loosely inspired. It's incredible. It's straight up inspired, but it doesn't connect with the games in any type of timeline. It's kind of its own thing, which is great because that's a launching point that they can do whatever the hell they want. But they were going to make another Twisted Metal game recently with live support. But recently the game, literally within the past week, was canned because they had to do some massive layoffs. So right now is the perfect opportunity for you to make a game about cars with a clown in it, because everybody is already fawning over the Twisted Metal series that came out, that they're getting ready to make a season 2, and they're fawning over the fact that they almost had another Twisted Metal game, but it got canned. So right now, from here for the next couple of months, maybe even the next year, especially with the TV show that's about to get a season 2, this is the perfect opportunity to make some kind of car game and feature a clown as the main character, whether it's a psychopathic flaming head clown or if it's just a clown driving a car. Any kind of car you want. Right now is the perfect opportunity for this project idea to come up for you. This is the perfect time. You can take advantage of the Twisted Metal craze and the clown. It's just the perfect opportunity. As a matter of fact, I live streamed Twisted Metal 1 and 2 back in September before I had this channel for Stop Soldier Suicide charity. And it was a lot of fun. I love Twisted Metal. As a matter of fact, Twisted Metal 2 is one of my favorite games. Came out in '96 and is argued to be the absolute peak of the series, with maybe Twisted Metal Black being a close second. It's actually really cool. I recommend that if you just want a good, chaotic, fun time, grab Twisted Metal. It's not easy. Just telling you, it's not easy. If I wanted to beat the game Twisted Metal 2 with Mr. Grimm, just on my own, and it took me like 3 hours because I just suck. Which is weird because whenever I was a kid, I could blow through that game without losing a life. Now I'm just like, oh my god, buttons. But yeah, I was going to tell you, now is the perfect time to take advantage of the Twisted Metal craze for the TV show and the fact that people just got, cheated out of a good game. Possible good game. Now is your chance. Now is your time. Jump on that train and ride it hard, my guy. Let me do this. Actually, let me... To this puzzle manager, let's add a light. Right here to this game object, let's add a point light. There we go, and let's make the light blue. There we go, that'll do. No shadows, obviously. That works. But yeah, now just totally dive in and make use of the fact that Twisted Metal is on a lot of PlayStation fanboys' brains right now. Just take that. It's like how I wanted to make this. I came up with this idea long time ago, around the time I think Diablo 3 was coming out. It was also around the time that Baldur's Gate 3 was being teased years ago. Let me see. Because I want to think Diablo 3 was a big inspiration. It was 2012, so Diablo 3 was a long time ago. Diablo 4 was being teased as well, because I remember seeing the one where these adventurers brought Lilith into the world. Yeah. I just want to say, the Diablo universe is incredibly dark. It's dark as fuck. But it's awesome. And before anybody says anything, the Diablo games were not inspired by Christianity. Despite the fact that there's devils and demons, it is closer represented by Zoroastrianism. Mainly because there's, like, no gods in Diablo. There isn't. The closest thing to a god is Anu, or the Crystal Warrior, at the very beginning of creation, who saw himself in a reflection. That's a big theme with Diablo universe, is seeing yourself, seeing your physical self. That entity saw his own reflection, saw that he felt that he was perfect and was all this in a bag of chips, and then got depressed, decided to shun all of his depression and self-loathing. And then when that occurred, he went and whenever he shunned that shunning of all the negative bits of his soul formed into Tathamet, I believe it was, which is a spin on Tiamat, which is from, I think, Babylonian lore. And that became the seven-headed dragon of evil, which they eventually killed each other. And then what remained of Tathamet became the demons, and what remained of Anu became the angels. There's no gods. It's angels versus demons. And that's closer to Zoroastrianism than it is to any other religion, with a mix of, like, Greek and maybe some Christian, Judeo-Christian Islamic themes. But overall, it's based more on Zoroastrianism, which is kind of cool. I like Zoroastrianism because it's the basis for a lot of monotheistic religions. I took a world histories course in college, and you can tell it took me so many places. So this puzzle room and everything is set. I think the environment is set. So, oh, we need to do the skeleton blacksmith and the secret rooms. Let's do the skeleton blacksmith first. The skeleton blacksmith is a character you're going to encounter in this dungeon here, who will be able to upgrade your armor and stuff. Or we can make him a ghost blacksmith. Let's make him a ghost blacksmith rather than a skeleton. That'd be kind of cool. Excuse me. There we go. Let's make this a bit bigger. Whoops. Nope. Alright. Let's see if we can get just a block here. Stone. Can we get just like a regular block of stone here? Just a regular squarish block. Let's see. That's a straight up rock. Nah. We can get a plinth though. and shrink that bitch down to size. Jesus. I'm not even going to bother smacking them together into one item there, into one thing. Let's just line them up. Let's shrink this down a bit. Let's actually connect the blacksmith anvil in this. That's wrong. Let's set it to the center. Alright. There we go. And let's, of course, move it closer to him. What is your component here? Let's go to the character ghost here. Pick out his dungeon texture here. Nah, that's not going to do it. I think we're going to create another ghostly, but this is one to help him stand out so he doesn't sound like a ghost. Or doesn't look like a ghost enemy. Ghostly 2. Set his color closer to a blue. A little bit lighter. Let's test that. There we go. Let's see if we can get just a regular blacksmith looking hammer here. That looks about right. Let's see if we can't find any other alternatives. That's a big hammer right there. I think I like this hammer a bit more. Let's see, go to his right shoulder. God, I'm such an idiot. I still have to look left, right. Sometimes I do that because I just don't think. I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. That's the cape. We don't need the cape nonsense. Right hand. Weapon. There we go. There we go. Let's shrink it down to size. Let's go to local, not global. We need to shrink that by a huge amount. There we go. And have this one set to ghostly. There we go. Let's move it forward a bit so he has more of the handle. Fishing, gathering. Okay. Action. Hammer working. Hammer working B. Hammer working A. Apparently that's a thing. Okay, so we're just going to have him sit there. Fishing, farming, working, idle. Let's turn off the... It's on focus, so that's good. Let's see how he loops. Yeah, he's looping, so that's good. And then we're going to add the blacksmith script to this thing. Let's see if that all levels out as it's supposed to be. Yep. But it does need the armor upgrading thing, though. There we go. Oh, hold the mic down with me. Which does remind me I need to do the updates for the upgrading. Aromore. Resource needed. Price. There we go. Alrighty. There we go. Oops. Let's see. Okay, that's all of that. All right, there we go. Let's see, use resources. What the hell? Oh, okay. There we go. Ah, my wrist's hurting. So we need to do that for weapon upgrade as well. Okay. inventory manager dot instance dot gold is greater than or equal to next weapon dot price. There we go. I start here. There we go. It already did it for me. I love how it does that. It's like smart now. There we go. This should all be good. So we need to set up more inventory and looks here. So we need to go into the let's go ahead and turn that on. All right. And we are going to go to vanilla upgrade. There was supposed to be a lot of different other upgrades to this, but I took them off because it was a little too complicated. Resource. So let's duplicate that and put that over here. And for this one, we're going to change that to there we go. Let's see. There we go. Manager dot let's see. Gear price dot text, I'm an idiot, equals next weapon dot price. Whoop, dot to string. Okay, that works for that. Copy. And copy. Whoops. So So let's copy this. Don't like how it did that, but it's probably because everything is pushed a little too far up. Alright, so now let's go into the weapon, or sorry, the armor upgrading thing. I need to do the same for this. Text. Text. Gear. Price. Okay, so it's probably going to be updating. Gear price dot text equals armor. Next tier dot price. Oops. Dot to strings. There we go. That seems to work. What do we got here? Live stream copyright notice. What? Alrighty then. My YouTube stream was hit with a copyright. Okie dokie. Game manager. Armor upgrading. Let's see. Resource. Gear price. Alright. Alright. Let's go to weapon. Let's turn the armor upgrading base off. Go to the upgrading base. Let's do the exact same thing. Weapon upgrade base. Resource. Let's duplicate that and do the same thing. Bring it all the way over to here. Alright. Alright, that seems to be cool. Weapon upgrading. Gear price. There we go. Let's turn this off. That should all work just fine now. That'll work. Oh, ready. Alright, so that all seems to work. Let's see. Defense stat, strong con, mana potion amount, set it to 0. Do I have a health potion amount in here? Or is that in my inventory? It's probably in my inventory for reasons that escape me. Potions, set it to 0, set that to 0. Save project. Go to right here, player stats, set the XP to 20, max XP to 20, there we go. Set that to 10, or let's set it to 0 and 0. File save. Alright. I'd say that's about 90% of the prototype set and ready to go. Still got to do the potion. The potion uses work. That they do. Potion uses like the actual coding for it. The scripting for it works. Just got to do some audio tricks. And then we've got to do the... I've got about an hour. We should be able to finish all this up in an hour. Then we got to do like a quick tutorial. Let's see. So let's do the... It's going to be in player stats, I believe. Let's see. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. Audio trigger. Audio clip, let's set that to there. Audio use. Here we go. All right. Audio, whoops. Audio trigger. Okay. Oh, wait. Audio source AUD equals instantiate that. Dot get component audio source. AUD dot play one shot. Audio use and 0. All right. Let's go to here because I think I've got some potion noises here. There's that. Bag of coins, picking up glass bottle clinking. Let's see, shine, sound effect.
Searching for the best SFX for your video.
Oh, come on, I don't care for this nonsense. Come on. No. That's anime shine, shine sound effect. Nope. Potion, heal, sound effect. That's Diablo, potion sound effects, Pokemon, heal sound effect. Let's see what this... Nope. It's a heal, Pokemon, Clash of Clans, potion, Monster Hunter Universe. This might be it. Clash Royale. Heal sound effect. Let's see what this sounds like. Heal sound effect. No. I'm not going to do it on that one. That's good right there. Alrighty. Drinking magic potion. Here we go. There we go. That's the one right there. That's the one. And it is a WAV. There we go. Alright. Let's put it in. So many jokes. Potion heal. There we go. Alright, go to there. To the player stats part. All the way down to the bottom there. There we go. Now let's test it. Let's bring my stats, my health stat, down a little bit. Let's bring it down to 10. I gotta give myself some potions. It's gonna be in my inventory because I'm stupid. Let's give myself two potions. Very nice. That was the only head and tongue left. I like that. It does look like a mobile Jack-in-the-Box. Are you using Blender? Yeah, Blender, I love Blender. I'm not the best with it, but I love Blender in that it is free to use and it's very new user friendly. I like it. Let's do max HP divided by, rather than 10, let's do it divided by 5. So potions are going to heal a set amount that will increase with your hit points, but it'll only increase by a certain amount. You can't get like max potions or extreme health potions or whatever. Set my hit points to 10. Excuse me. Excuse me. So let me go here. It's going to be in my inventory script. Potions, let's set it to 5. That is perfect. 100% perfect. I love it. So that's all set. All of that's set. Next thing we got to do is do a menu screen and do the exit, like the completion circumstance. So how are we gonna do this? I got it from the Unity Asset Store. All of it's from Asset Store. As a matter of fact, I can show you where each one comes from. I have a ton of assets because I've started and half finished a bunch of different projects. Polytope is one of my favorites. That's where I get the people models and a lot of the visuals and stuff. If you're wanting to make an RPG, Polytope is a bit on the pricey side. This package that I've got highlighted on its own was like $50. This asset right here is obviously free. It's a great place for me to start. I had everything I needed to start making a prototype. This was free, that was free, that was free, that was free, but the only one that cost any money was that one. That was like $50. There's more expansions I'm going to be getting, which are like $100 some odd. But something that should be of note: a lot of experienced devs will kind of look down slightly on people who use assets. At least that's from my experience. A lot of the Facebook groups I'm on, and you might feel bad yourself, like you're not competent for using assets from the asset store whenever you see a bunch of people making their own assets from the start. But don't be afraid to use assets to get started, to make your first game. There's a lot of games out there, a lot of indie games that use pre-made assets. For instance, I'm almost 100% certain you've heard of Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia was made almost entirely from pre-made assets whenever it first launched. As a matter of fact, the ghost models, the environment models, and much of the like the items you use are all pre-made assets. They really didn't make a whole lot. Now, they probably made the UI elements themselves. UI elements are very easy to do on your own. Sorry. But yeah, game like Phasmophobia was made using almost entirely pre-made assets, and look at the success of that. There was also Five Nights at Freddy's, which wasn't made using pre-made assets, but a lot of its stuff could be mistaken for pre-made assets because of how simple it is. What other good games were entirely pre-made? There's a couple of demon hunting games that were entirely pre-made assets. Apocryph was pre-made assets. That Choo Choo Charles was made using pre-made assets that he modified the textures of. Yeah. And I'm sure you've seen this game on mobile where it's this black tentacle looking thing. Yep, Skylanders was made for the most part using some like decent environment pre-made assets. There's a lot of games that are made with pre-made, and to be honest with you, 85 to 90%, my guess, of the players that are going to play your game are not going to know. And it's like, they're not going to know that you may use pre-made assets. They may not even know what a pre-made asset is or that happens. For the longest time, whenever I would play horror games and stuff, I wouldn't know, pre-made. I didn't know that pre-made assets were a thing. I thought everybody made their own. It was only until I started getting into game design myself, and I saw there was a game that Markiplier played years ago that involved a headless woman with a fine body being like a ghost. You don't like to get assets for your game? That's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I applaud you for going through the trouble of doing that, because it takes a while. It takes a long time. But for the kind of project you're going, you want to have a cartoony feel, that's a little easier than making realistic humanoid graphics. But the theme that you're going for, you're building your own assets, would work 100 times better. For what I'm going for an open world RPG, using pre-made assets is a safe bet, because I'm by myself. Do you really think I can make an entire world out of Blender? Fuck no. Jesus Christ. So I use pre-made assets. And a lot of gamers, a lot of people who play indie games off Steam and stuff. Oh my god. I don't care. I'm going to be paying it in a bit. Quit calling me. But a lot of gamers won't notice the difference. They just won't. Especially when it comes to games that have a more realistic feel, because there's a million realistic assets, like people, like look like actual people for realistic RPGs. There's millions of those. If you go on the Unity Asset Store, you're going to find tons of those bastards out there. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with it. A lot of us indie devs today that are solo don't have time to make that. I work 40 hours a week and I have a very busy social life. I don't have time to sit and make assets. I might make weapons or swords because I'm using a low poly vibe, but as far as making my own assets, I can't. And the fact that you are is commendable and admirable. Never let anybody tell you otherwise, because making a game entirely from your own assets is incredibly difficult. It's incredibly time consuming, but it shows the amount of love you have for your project that you're making your own. And there is absolutely nothing at all wrong with that. Out of breath. Out of breath. Oh, pop my back. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now we need to work on... We'll work on the completion state. So let's go to this. We're going to go to this part here and have the main door. Have a second main door. That is the entrance wall. So let's turn that off. Here we go. There we go. Let's twist it that way. What kind of material are you using? There we go. Let's scooch this a little further. Nope, not those. There we go. And now we are going to go into the door usage script. Or we can just do the finished state. Let's just create a finished state. Dungeon navigation, dungeon sounds, Alrighty. Jesus, can't breathe today. I can't believe I got a hole in these damn pants. It's small, but it's a hole, and I don't like it. Alright. So we got scene management there. Alright. Public void. Nope. Public bool inside. There we go. There we go. Damn it. Get key down. Oops, oops. Scene manager dot load scene async 0. There we go.